Okay, so here we are at part 2. I think my dog's gonna help. Big sausage in the sweater. All right, so this is what happened. I had a pipe crack, and when I took it off, that's all that was holding on this thing when I took it off. It looks like it cracks in the same place as everybody else's. So what I did is I took off the silencer and I got the new VortexAero. And this is one of the things I liked about this is that it has the maintenance-free flange. Unlike Vittorazzi, where you have to replace the flange, this one actually comes on here and is permanent. And then of course it has this piece right here that will connect right there, and the main exhaust. And my main exhaust doing the dog butt. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this all together, and this comes with everything you see here, except it didn't have this in here. For some reason, it had a cut on the side of the plastic right here, and this was not in it. So it does come with the spring puller. It's supposed to come with this, but what they did is that I contacted them. I said, hey, I didn't get it. They said, no problem. They put one in the mail, and they sent me a deluxe puller. So look at that thing. That is so nice. And it comes with all the springs, bolts, everything. And look at this. Look at these mounts. These are so much bigger than the mounts that came on originally with the original MY19 muffler. So these are like, what, at least double, if not a little bit more. And the piece is going to come across here. And then this, we're going to take these two things off. These are supposed to be connected to there, or this is supposed to be connected to there, and then the new mounts will fit on here. All right. Oh my goodness, dogs, chill out. All right, here we go. Because I have a SkyTap Angel frame, I'm able to maneuver this thing any way that I want to as I'm working with the engine without worrying about the frame at all. This thing is a beast. It's been through a lot, and it's still here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off these real quick. I think I got this at Harbor Freight. It was not that expensive, but it's shrink tubes. Dogs. And so what I want to do is I want to use these shrink tubes around the springs, and I think that these are big enough. So these springs are solid on one side, and then they are loose like that on the other side. I guess there's a little something on that, so that's interesting. And these things do fit all the way around. All right, so I got this, and I got this. Jeez, dogs. They're playing ball with each other. The top spring, or the top two, go on top. So it goes like this. And then these lock washers and high temp nuts will go on to lock them down. Make sure that when you put on anything that's going to be hot, you always use the very hot end washers like this and the nuts, because if you decide to use something like from your local hardware store, and see, that just slid on really nice. It didn't stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and use a brand new one, because these are supposed to be one-time use, because if they don't lock at the very top, because they are supposed to, they're wore out. So unlike my dogs that are never wore out, we're going to use brand new ones. It's always nice to have extra pieces, extra parts. And this right here, this will actually work, because these are the high heat nuts. Unlike those nuts, yes, you're a nut. When I screw them down, they don't go past here. So That's good. Now I am gonna have to torque it down. Yeah, so you should not be able to finger tighten these down all the way to the washer. If you do, you need some new hardware. What I did is I cut these in two and they actually fit perfectly like this. So I'm gonna grab two of these. I'm gonna connect two of these to the top. Is that right? So now I'm gonna get the third one. I'm getting my little puller. I'm gonna rest this one, I guess, right there like so. And what's really neat about this is that you can pull this down and you can see that. And with the other hand, which I can't do right now, I'm just gonna pull this down and I'm gonna connect that together. Okay, it sounded easy, but I had to use this puller. I had pushed this down, used the puller, and it was not that difficult. So now, there we go. That is part one. Oh, and of course it's crooked because it's on its side. So, part one is done. Now, in the only video that I saw, it said install the two large bushings into this, but it comes with the small one also. And it doesn't look like this in the video. Okay, one's larger, one's longer than the other. And not sure which way it goes, but it looks like this in the video. So here's the only video that I found from Vortex.
Now install the adapter bracket using both large bushings.
Now they said the two large bushings, but when you actually see the video itself, it doesn't look like it's the actual two bushings that came with it. It looked like it was the big one, see, and the small one. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. And I'll also put a link down below so you'll be able to see this one also. So anyway, I'm doing this video so you can see what I'm doing in a little bit more detail than what they're showing on the internet. So I got the big one on, used the nut that came with it. And there's a little notch right here that goes on the top of that. So when you place it here, that little notch is right there. And it has a hole here and it has a hole there, but the hole in the very end, nothing. So I'm thinking that what we need to do is to take the large bushing. And it looks like we take this hex and place it in here and put one of their nuts on the back. Looks like the hex fits a 6mm. So I'm glad I got this from Harbor Freight. I don't think this was very much at all. And the nut is a 13mm. Well, I couldn't show it. It was kind of awkward, but I did have to have a ratchet on both sides and tighten it down. All right, now I got to get this one tightened. This will be fun. And that was actually not as difficult as I thought it was going to be because of all the extra room that the Angel has. So there, we got that all put on. All right, so we're gonna put on the springs and then we're gonna move this all the way over to here to connect these two. All right, so I was able to move that just a little bit. It's amazing how much wiggle room is going to be going on between this and here and what the springs are holding together. So the springs are gonna be holding that together like that. All right. Let's go ahead and get the springs put on. They sure make it look easy on the internet, don't they? I mean, they do that 5-minute video and it's like, wow, that's easy. Anybody can do that. And then you try to do it yourself and everything goes wrong, right? So, all right. It looks like the floppy side, the non-attached side of the spring, fits easier on there, on that side. So I'm going to do that. There we go. All right. Wish me luck. I'm gonna lay this down there and connect these two together. By bending them down really far, they do connect. They do fit all right. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this up, tighten the springs, and try to put this in the right spot as we're tightening the springs. And then let's get this last spring right here and the puller. And then what we're gonna have to do once we put that there, we're gonna have to pull the spring. I guess it'd be easier if I hang it on this side. See, the internet makes it look so darn easy. So I think I'll put this in here like that and let that hang so it's already there. All right, here we go. Trying to keep this inside there, which is easily done. All right, now I'm gonna maneuver this to where this goes in. Hey, look at that. I could do it with one hand. All right, so it's not as difficult as it looks. And once that is down, it pretty much holds itself. Okay, all right, I'm digging this. This is all right. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So I'll put these nuts on here and this nut on here. All right, now, see? Yeah, it's almost a comedy here. All right, now I got to pull this spring down and connect it. I wonder if I can do it with one hand while I am filming. All right, let's see how easy this is. I'm gonna connect, pull that. I'm not that strong. I got to put down the video camera. All right, I wish I would have shown you. All I did was brace myself, pull this down here, put my other hand up here, and I yanked it, and boom, there it is. It wasn't as difficult as I thought. All right, so let's go ahead and tighten these things down real quick. Still using the 13 mil. I like this because on the other one, couldn't really get to this nut to make sure it's tight during inspection. So this is nice. Just gonna snug it down now. Oh, and this one, look at this. This is so nice. This one was almost impossible to get to take off on the MY19. So I don't know what they did, but this makes it really nice. Look at that. I don't know what the torque specs are. I just torqued it down to my, I don't know, tight to me. I'm a little grandpa, so I don't know, it might not be the specs. I'm gonna have to find the specs here in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and heat these up real quick too, since they look like they're easy to do right now. This is a heat gun you can get at Harbor Freight. They ain't but like 10 bucks. Don't use a blowtorch. And just turn this on the lowest setting. And I don't have any gas in here, and it's pretty direct when you do this. And I'm gonna do this for all of my springs. It was only on low, but I tell you, it puts out some serious heat, and they are done. I will wrap them up later when I get the chance, but right now I just want to finish putting this together. So now we have the silencer, and they also gave us a new gasket, which is good because the one that was on here Even though I replaced it not too long ago, it just was brittle and it just cracked right off like a potato chip. And they're supposed to be nice and soft. All right, so now we're gonna take this off. Got the big thick washer on the outside. Got the rubber washer on the inside, the small washer on the outside. Well, this is gonna suck because this thing has melted to the silencer and I need to move that up. Crap. I'm gonna use this chisel very carefully to chisel it nice and slow to get this rubber piece off. So whenever you use something sharp, make sure you wear gloves. I'm not going to show you what happened, but I'll show you the Band-Aid. Yeah, it happens. Some ways I finally got that off. I'm going to have to order another one because that's crap, but I want to put this darn thing on. I do want to go fly. So I think it'll be all right for like, you know, a trip up or so. So let's go ahead and figure out how this is going to be put on here. Remember the exhaust part you want away from you. So it's going to be out this way. Don't put it on this way because if you do, all your exhaust, I don't even know if you can put it on the wrong way. Yeah, you can. You could put the exhaust facing yourself. Do not do that. So we're going to turn this around, make sure the Vitarazi logo is on the outside. And that's the way it's going to go, like that. So let's get this, put this on, and let's get a crack-a-lackin'. There we go. All right, let's see what works the best. I put the small flat ones on loosely, so I have wiggle worm here. Let's go ahead and put this on. Figure out where it's gonna go because we need to connect it right up here to that screw or that hole. So I put the rubber piece back on and move it on up. I hear a theme song, move it on up until it gets over here like so. Of course, making sure that you have plenty of room. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put this through the hole like that. Well, I did it. It took a second. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's why I'm doing this video. So hopefully when you're doing this, you will make it a lot easier job than what I have made it. There we go. Now all I need to do is tighten those up and put the top nuts on. It's a 10 mil. I'm assuming, well, there's only 3, so it's not like lug nuts on a car. But I'm going to go around and tighten them slightly on each side until they're all snug. Is that what you guys would think? Make sure you don't over tighten them. And then once they're tight, we'll put the top nuts on to tighten them down completely. So I just snugged them on. I saw that the seal was starting to squish a little bit, and I don't want it to squish too much. I know there's a round side and a flat side, so I'm keeping the round side up, and I'll put these on. Oh, to have so much energy, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to snug down the top ones here. I've seen on different videos that you put the big ones down on the bottom and the small ones go on top. Does it really make any difference? What do you guys do? All right, so everything is put on. I'm still going to look for those torque specs. Hopefully you guys are watching this and you already know the torque specs. If you do, please post them in the comment section down below. And my props, my props are going to be coming in Thursday. and today is Tuesday. So, got a couple days before my props come in, before I start it up. Let me know what... Stop eating my lemon tree plant, dog. What is wrong with you? Let me know what the torque specs are for everything from here to those, and let me know what you think. So let's take a look at this right here. The way this thing was, and the stress and everything that's right there, I think that this is going to work out quite well. I don't want to ever see that happen again. All right, so what do we have left over? We got this left over, a couple of springs, a couple of nuts, and another hex nut. So that is interesting. And this puller compared to my puller that they gave me, huge difference. I mean, great that they gave us a tool, but man, this other tool that they gave me, that is sweet. You can buy this on their website, VortexAero. This is fantabulous.